Welcome back to the 21 Boom guided meditation series. I'll be your guide this evening, Coach Zach Feeney. And okay, just take your seat and close your eyes and see if you can feel the next breath from the moment it appears to its full duration. Don't try to get closer to it with your attention. Just receive it. It's already appearing. See if you can let your mind be truly wide open as you perceive the breath. You don't need to narrow your attention. And the moment you notice any kind of effort or struggle, just feel the energy of that. Be the space in which that is arising, like the breath or sounds, and drop back into that position of merely witnessing whatever's arising. As you feel the breath come and go, notice everything else that's appearing, sensations in the body, sounds, thoughts, any prevalent mood or other mental state, sleepiness, restlessness, pain, whatever's there. Just be like a mirror reflecting each thing that appears. Feel your body resting in space. See if you can immediately connect with the cloud of sensation that is appearing as your body: pressure, tingling, temperature, pain, itching, whatever is there. Let everything arise in its own place. Your mind does not have to move from thing to thing. But resolve now to feel everything clearly, and if the sensation is vague, then that too can be felt clearly. There's a brightness to consciousness that is intrinsic to it, even when what you're being aware of is sleepiness or heaviness. As you pay attention to the breath, to sounds, see if you feel that the tension is emanating from a source. Where is the seat of attention? See if there's something to find there. What is paying attention to the next sound or sensation? The moment you notice that you're thinking, look into the thought itself and notice what happens. And what does that looking feel like? What is the source of attention in that case? What is noticing the next thought? There comes a point where your awareness does not feel like it's not capturing anything clearly. You might follow the next few breaths and train your awareness more narrowly. Try to capture every sensation in the next inhalation and exhalation. Then you can let your awareness grow wide again and be choiceless. For the next few moments, sit a little straighter and then don't move a muscle. No matter what happens, just be willing to feel any pain or itching or any discomfort that might arise over the course of the next few moments. Simply be the space in which anything that appears does appear. In the last minute of the session, just begin again. Pay attention as though you have never done this before. You have never been here before. Everything is new. This is the first breath. Thanks again for your practice, and as you go about your days, see if you can remember just once to pause before reacting, before judging, before suffering over something that happens. Just take half a breath. See if you can remember to do that once. Take a moment to reflect on what these periods of meditation actually mean. This really is a deliberate training of your mind, and doing that changes you. More and more we understand this changes you physically. That is, it changes your brain, but more importantly, it changes your capacity for experience. It changes the perspective you will have on great swings in your state of consciousness, great happiness and great suffering. And it's useful to remind yourself why you do this. It's actually to be better in all those moments, to be less trivial, to be more engaged, to be able to connect to people in situations more closely, to be of more use to people, both of those you love and care about and to those you have yet to meet. All this is a preparation for every moment that is to come, and it's also, I hope you're discovering, an intrinsically pleasant thing to do, even when it hurts in the midst of discomfort, a kind of pleasure, a kind of fulfillment. And if you haven't found that yet, I promise it's there to be found. Just keep coming back to the practice, keep letting go of your expectations, keep forgetting all the previous moments that brought you here, and simply connect with whatever is appearing on its own in this one. Today's topic is a topic that we all think about, while doing our best not to think about it. The topic is death, and how we think about death changes depending on whether we're thinking about dying ourselves or about losing the people we love. But whichever side of the coin we take here, death is really an ever present reality for us. And it is so whether we're thinking about it or not. It's always announcing itself in the background, on the news, in the stories we hear about the lives of others, in our concerns about our own health, in the attention we pay when crossing the street. If you observe yourself closely, you'll see that you spend a fair amount of energy each day trying not to die. It has long has long been noted by philosophers and contemplatives and poets. Death makes a mockery of almost everything else we spend our lives doing. Just take a moment to reflect on how you spent your day so far, the kinds of things that captured your attention, the things that you've been genuinely worried about. Think about the last argument you had with someone. Think of the last hour you may have spent on social media. Now, I'm not saying that everything we do has to be profound in every moment. I mean, sometimes you just need to kind of float. But contemplating the brevity of life brings some perspective to how we use our attention. It's not so much that we pay attention to what we pay attention to, it's the quality of attention. It's how we feel while doing it. I mean, if you need to spend the next hour looking for like a font or something for a web page, you might as well enjoy it. Because the truth is, none of us know how much time we have in this life, and taking that fact to heart brings a kind of moral and emotional clarity and energy to the present, or at least it can. And it can bring a resolve to not suffer over stupid things. I mean, take something like road rage. That this is probably the quintessential example of misspent energy. You're behind the wheel of your car and somebody does something erratic, or they're probably just driving more slowly than you want, and you find yourself getting angry. Now, I would submit to you that that kind of thing is impossible if you're being mindful of the shortness of life. If you're aware that you're going to die and that the other person is going to die and that you're both going to lose everyone you love and you don't know when, you've got this moment of life, this beautiful moment, this moment where your consciousness is bright, where it's not dimmed by morphine in the hospital on your last day among the living. And the sun is out, or it's raining. Both are beautiful. And your spouse is alive, and your children are alive, and you're driving. And you're not in some failed state where civilians are being rounded up and murdered by the thousands. You're just running an errand, and that person in front of you, who you will never meet, whose hopes and sorrows you know nothing about, but which, if you could know them, you would recognize they are impressively similar to your own, is just driving slow. This is your life, the only one you've got, and you will never get this moment back again. And you don't know how many more moments you have. No matter how many times you do something, there will come a day when you will do it for the last time. You've had 1,000 chances to tell the people closest to you that you love them in a way that they felt it, and in a way that you feel it. And you've missed most of them, and you don't know how many more you're going to get. You've got this next interaction with another human being to make the world a marginally better place. You've got this one opportunity to fall in love with existence, so why not relax and enjoy your life? Really relax, even in the midst of struggle, even while doing hard work, even under uncertainty. You are in a game right now, and you can't see the clock, so you don't know how much time you have left. And yet you're free to make the game as interesting as possible. You can even change the rules. You can discover new games that no one has thought of yet. You can make games that used to be impossible suddenly possible and get others to play them with you. You can literally build a rocket to go to Mars so that you can start a colony there. But whatever you do, however seemingly ordinary, you can feel the preciousness of life, and an awareness of death is the doorway into that way of being in the world.